There are secret wars that take place throughout our country, clandestine battles waged on American soil. They're happening in our cities, towns, villages, perhaps closer to you than you realize. With the permission of federal, state, and local officials, the Lion Claws Military Simulation Series, along with its command element of highly decorated military heroes, unite to provide the most intense, comprehensive, and realistic military simulations in the country. Participants from all over America and from all walks of life come together for one weekend to work as a team, accomplish missions, and build friendships and bonds that will last a lifetime, while paying tribute and raising funds for the families of those who served and paid the ultimate sacrifice in America's armed forces. These battles take place in America's forgotten landmarks, abandoned ruins, towns and structures that no longer exist, and top-secret training facilities well beyond civilian reach. Join us as we explore the ruins, relics, history, and battles surrounding American war zones. Just 60 miles north of Manhattan lies the small town of Chester, New York. Here, the Lion Claws Military Simulation Team and 200 airsoft players consisting of civilians and military alike will suit up and prepare for a battle of a different kind. The Lion Claws team is known for their military simulations, which focus on team building and accomplishing missions while providing a realistic and sensory approach for the players. Chester, New York was first settled in 1721 and was organized in 1845, with dairy farming being the chief industry. The village of Chester is a beautiful and welcoming town with a population of around 3,500 people. A proud history, beautiful rolling hills, and a healthy nightlife. The ribeye at Clayton Delaney's Saloon is a must. But this isn't what brought the Lion Claws MilSim Scout Team to Chester. They had their sights set on an abandoned compound, virtually unknown to people outside of Chester, New York. This is Camp LaGuardia, just to the east of the village of Chester. Camp LaGuardia is an abandoned facility with a very extraordinary history. From the time the 250-acre plot of land was gifted to New York City in 1918, the land has been a hotbed of controversy. The property was originally transferred to the New York City Department of Corrections and became a women's prison. In 1934, New York City attempted to do something that all cities dream of: cure the problem of homelessness. Or at least stall it. All of the female prisoners were moved out and replaced by 600 unemployed men. The compound was given the name Camp LaGuardia. The former homeless men were given food and shelter in exchange for their work on the farms. The food they farmed was also used to provide for many of New York City's homeless shelters. It seemed to be a perfect solution to the ever-growing problem of homelessness. In the 1980s, the closing of many of the state's mental hospitals and a massive increase of drug use in New York City brought on a period of decline for the otherwise peaceful homeless shelter and farming colony. The severely mentally ill and violent drug abusers began joining the ranks of the homeless workers at Camp LaGuardia. During the 2000s, the camp became a hideout for fugitives and sex offenders. Horrifying tales of violent crime and sexual assaults in and around the town of Chester were linked back to the camp and sparked outrage amongst the townspeople. This sudden onset of violent crime was the last straw for the dying farm colony. It was decommissioned in 2007 and has been vacant ever since.